Alright, so I'm about to talk about a topic here that needs to be talked about. Downloading pirated games. And how it's actually a good thing. And not a bad thing. Yes, I understand that downloading pirated games for a game that you can go out and buy and stuff, like, I get where that would cause the company to lose money. I get it. I get it. But, here's the flip side of that. What about those people like myself that don't have very much money? That want to be able to play these games with everyone else? What about those of us that maybe want to archive a lot of the older games that you can't really get your hands on anymore? Especially with the Xbox 360 storefront being shut down and not being able to purchase those games anymore digitally. What about those of us that want to get our hands on those games that might not have an Xbox 360 but still want to have access to those games? If you think about it, you companies that are berating people like myself for downloading torrent games, you should be thanking us. And you want to know why? Because those of us that are downloading the games illegally and making gameplay videos of them on the internet, we're the reason why when people see your games that might not have played it, they then go out and purchase the game because they played it, now they want to own it. And not only that, but people like myself like to archive and, keep the older games around. Like for me, I'm a big fan of the Dirt games. I'm a big fan of Colin McRae's Dirt 1, 2, and 3. And I've also played Dirt 4 and Dirt 2.0. As well as Dirt 5. Those games are all classic games that you can, aside from Dirt 4, 5, and 2.0, all the others you can't get no more. You can't get those as digital downloads anymore. That is impossible to get. Therefore, when people like myself, we go in and we download these games, we do gameplay of it, and we bring that vitalization back to those older games, making people want to purchase those games. So at the end of the day, are we really causing harm? Or are we actually doing more good than harm? Because like I said, I understand at the end of the day, certain games, you lose money on. Because, the company's losing money. Because people are going out and downloading the newest games and stuff like that. But at the same time, it keeps gamers interested. We are the reason why your games are still around. We are the reason why these older games are becoming popular on places like YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and various other platforms. That's why you see a lot of these older games making a comeback. Because people like me are downloading the games, we're really showing what they can do, we're making content on it. So instead of berating us and saying that, like, oh, what you're doing is illegal, how about you praise us and be like, hey, thanks for getting people reinterested in the game. Did you ever stop to think about that? Therefore, if you ask me, downloading torrented games should not be illegal. It should be legal. Because we are the ones that keep older games vitalized. We are the reason why older games are becoming popular again. Like just the other day, I discovered an old school arcade racing game that I had never heard of that wasn't on the Steam Marketplace for very long at all. And guess what? I downloaded it. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I played the entire thing, story mode and all, and it was great. Now, how would I know about that game unless somebody had done a download of your game illegally? Now, because that person downloaded it illegally, did gameplay of it, because that person might not have, the money for it. Because we all know that Steam likes to make shit super expensive. But how would I know about that game unless that person either downloaded the game via torrent or bought the game? When it was still available. Because that person showed gameplay of it, it got me interested. Which made me go, I can create content around this to be able to help revitalize and help bring back that old school vitalization, to help bring back that game and make it popular again. Therefore, I ask you this. Why should torrenting games be illegal? When really it helps the vitalization of games. It helps the ecosystem of video games as a whole. It does not damage the ecosystem as much as it helps it. On the money side of things for the companies, yes. But as a content creator, it gets people interested in your game. Because they see people playing it and they want a part of it. They want to be a part of that. Therefore, if you ask me, pirating games should not be illegal. It should be allowed. Because it helps the ecosystem of the gaming community as a whole. Which brings popularity to older games that were once big hits. Therefore, my vote is to make piracy legal. Because it helps the ecosystem of the gaming community and it helps bring in the company's money in the long run.